Hello guys, welcome back to my layout. It has been a very long time since I've done a video like this, so bear with me here. I left the HO scene a few years ago. I still do the military stuff. There's some upcoming videos with Kim Patterson that should be releasing here any day now actually. But I wanted to show you my current project. This is a Fremo setup, as we can see here, running off a Digitrax DCS 210. And this is representing the Bayline Railroad that runs through Cottondale, Florida, that interchanged with the CSX PA sub, which is now Florida Gulf and Atlantic. The layout is still in process of being scenic and finished. There's another structure that I'm currently building that I'll get into that in a moment, but I want to show you what I've been doing and where I'm going with this and the purpose of building this. So this will probably be a few part mini series that I honestly do. The layout has already actually been to a few train shows. It recently went to the Helena, Alabama train show, and it had no scenery, no nothing on it. It was just weathered track. The paved road was installed, and I had the buildings really loosely placed on the layout. The most predominant building, and I'm going to move around here to explain this. So before we get to the structures, we'll get to the track work. Going that way would take you to Panama City. Going that way takes you to Dothan. We have the CSX interchange track right here that comes into these switches right here that are controlled by these little ground throws. And these are all powered to the Fremo N-scale standard. It is Atlas Code 55 track. Now on the CSX side or the FGA side, if we're going that way, you'd be going straight to Jacksonville, Florida. That way takes you to Pensacola, Florida. So the paved road right here, we have Railroad Street, as it's so adequately named. Still have not colored the street yet. That's coming up really soon with some airbrushing that I've got to bust out my compressor and do all that fun stuff. But onto structures. So right here we can see the Bayline Cottondale Depot. It's a 3D printed structure actually that's been painted and weathered, and I still have to put the little bit of graffiti that's supposed to be on it. But I've already started doing some of the scenic details around it, and the whole reason why I'm doing this is I've walked around the entire area on the way to Panama City, so I wanted to recreate this area on the Bayline just because it looks really cool. Right here, there is a prototype warehouse, which is actually the same color and everything that sits here. But this is from an old project that's going on another section of the Central Alabama Fremo layout. But I'm using this right now as just a stand-in structure just to kind of give me a good idea of how the warehouse is going to kind of go with the scenery and really blend in the way it's supposed to be. We can see right here, it's a detail that's really kind of hard to see, but we have two telephone poles right here with some meter electrical boxes, and both of these service the trackside bungalows for the signal and the one that will be right here for the crossing gates. Prototypically, they are right there. Like I said, I'm paying really close attention to the prototype on this one, and it's a matter of supplies, ordering them, getting them in, waiting, playing all those fun USPS shipping games that everyone else seems to be playing also. The Diamond is a 90-degree. Prototypically, it's more of a 87 or an 88 degree. But because I really did not feel like scratch building my own diamond, this was my better option was just to use a 90 degree. And after consulting with some of the other major Fremo N-scale guys in the US and Canada, we all kind of agree that, yeah, the 90 degree is the best option for this. Now, as for seam, you can see right here, we have a joint that I still need to cut into the ballast, because when I ballasted, I did the entire ballast over the joint, and I'm going to use a razor saw to cut that out, and it'll give a really realistic flush look. For the ground texture, I'm using Arizona Rock and Mineral Dark Earth. The ballast is Arizona Rock and Mineral CSX Wabash Gray. And then the grass is a mixture of Woodland Scenics light and medium green grass. I want to give it a really nice summer blend. I do have super trees on the way. Those should be here, honestly, any day now. So that's going to be pretty cool. Another small detail, if you follow my new Instagram account, which is BAYL Modeler, you'll notice the Cottondale Bungalow actually has the Cottondale, Florida decal. I went in and individually spelled out Cottondale, Florida to the prototype on both the A and the B side of the box to the prototype, because when my buddy and I drove out here, we literally parked the truck right here, and I walked all over this area, photographing as much as I possibly could. And that just kind of sunk in that this is what I wanted to do. I was either going to do Cottondale or Sherman Yard, which is the Bayline's main yard in Panama City. Now, as we can see motive power here, walk around here yet again, we can see we've got a couple of Atlas engines and a caboose. We got 508, 509, both have ESU Loc sound on board. And then the caboose, which is the number 10. And prototypically, this caboose is still in full paint as it sits in front of you. The prototype's actually sitting in Columbus, Georgia, on the Chattahoochee and something railroad. It's another GWI line. They never use it, unfortunately. But these are the first two engines. Buddy and I are working on one of the Jeep 9s right now, and I've been slowly upgrading rolling stock to metal wheels, microtrains couplers, and everything else. And I've also been focused on the layout itself, making it look as real and as nice as humanly possible. The original plan was to keep this stained, and it was going to be all stained decking or stained wood sides, but transporting this, I learned that it scratches way too easy, and it's fairly difficult to repair once it starts to get scratched up and beat up. So it's going to be resanded and painted black, and that'll be the plan for this one. We have another LocoNet port right here, so we got one here, one on the other side for operations. We have all the Fremo wiring is all set up in place. I was actually running the layout night before last, but the track is dirty again from some scenery and some gluing, so I really didn't feel like busting out the controllers and running a train. We'll probably get that done once I get some more scenery in the area done. I've got I still have to static grass this area right here. I've got to build the proper warehouse to go right here from combining two Rick's kits, and then finish static grassing and installing the super trees all over the layout. And the plan is to have these two modules, another straight module, which is built, wired up, track is done, I just have to scenic it, and a small curve to go to the National N-Scale Convention in Nashville this summer. And then once we start building onto this section, we'll have the Levi Street Bridge, which the railroad goes over Levi Street, and then the 4-track yard after that. And that'll pretty much be my layout. I'm not building a loop. I'm not going to really plan on doing a huge amount of operations or anything like that. I just really kind of wanted to build something as close to the prototype as I could possibly get it, and something that I can enjoy running and something I've kind of grown up around. And the Bayline was one of those short lines that, I saw it growing up around Montgomery when they transferred a bunch of engines to the Meridian and Bigby, but this will allow me to do some actual operations and everything. And keep in mind, this is just my section. Central Alabama Fremont, the layout with my section and everyone else's sections is about 70 feet in length. So this is just the beginning, guys. And it's something that I've enjoyed doing so far. And we'll just see what the future holds. But expect some more videos here in the future, and we will go from there.